Morning everyone. Basically, I wanted to do a little simple video to explain about college courses and online courses because I done a video a couple of weeks ago about International Open Academy, and that's basically like an online like course place where you can get many certificates. And also I did give like a little code. If you type in thank you, you get your courses like knocked down in price, so that will help. But I wanted to explain that obviously my own personal review on this is that college and also online courses are great if you just wanted to build up your CV, and also if you wanted to gain confidence in your qualifications itself. So originally, like when I left school, I'm going to be very honest with everyone, as I always am in all of my videos, right? What happened to me years ago is like when I was at school, I didn't really pay much attention at all. And also when I went to secondary school, like I couldn't really retain too much information. And when it comes to actually studying and obviously getting good results, I didn't actually obtain very good results within my qualifications, like my English, my maths, my science, like every subject that I studied, I just didn't do very well at all. So what it was is when it come for me to actually get in a job, it was very hard for me to actually obtain a good job with obviously great pay. So what I wanted to bring to your attention is obviously that if you don't understand something, you're just not going to enjoy it. So I'll give you an example. Me with maths, I hated maths. I couldn't get on with it at all. Like, and it wasn't that like I just really wanted to obviously just study a little bit and learn a little bit. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. I used to grit my teeth and think, oh, I just had enough. But now that I've actually got a little bit older and a little bit wiser, as they do say, now that I understand it a lot more, I actually enjoy it. And that's the weird thing. Even like, for instance, even at college, yeah, when I'm studying at college, if there's like a subject that I'll just fly through, like even for instance, like creative media, when I was doing creative media, I found it very easy because obviously it focused on video editing using the exact same program that I've been using for about 10 years anyway, Adobe CS6. And obviously like when it comes to website building, I've done a few websites in the past, so obviously I flew through that. When it comes to animation, that was not my strong point, and I didn't focus as much, and obviously like I didn't pay as much attention because I just weren't interested in it. I mean, to be honest, I was thinking when I started, I was very cocky and I thought, oh, do you know what, I'm just going to fly straight through this. Is going to be a breeze, it's going to be simple. And do you know what, the editing part I did. I mean, I was even having like the teachers asked me to help teach the class because I knew so much about it. And obviously any other student that was struggling a little bit, I actually helped them, and obviously helped them gain what it was that they wanted to learn as well, and a little bit of knowledge. So another thing, like for instance, at college itself, yeah, you have two different types of teachers. Now I'll give you an example. When I was doing my English, yeah, that my original English teacher, she was not a very good teacher at all whatsoever. I mean, she put me onto the wrong level, and she didn't really want to help me focus on myself as actual self-improvement in a way. Now, like the other teacher, when I put a complaint into the, like for this teacher, obviously I wasn't happy with her at all, like the way that she was teaching me. And I was actually sort of let down by the way that she didn't really like build up my confidence in a way. So when I put a complaint in and I said, look, I know for a fact that I'm actually better than this. I know I am. Yeah. So when I put a complaint in, it went higher and higher. And what happened was is they changed my teacher. And obviously what happened was is when they changed my teacher, I was very confident. She even said to me, no, I can definitely tell that she's put you on the wrong level. I'm going to put you in for the higher test. So at the start, I was panicking a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Like I was thinking, all right, so what have I put myself into? I sort of shot myself in the foot, so to speak. But no, I was actually like prepared, and then mentally I was prepared as well. And I thought, do you know what? I actually know this stuff. When it comes to the practical part, I was thinking, yeah, do you know what? I know this. I'm going to do this 100%. And I started building up my self-confidence. Whereas in the past, yeah, I wasn't too confident, but now I know for a fact that I'm going to pass this. I know I am. And when I put my mind to it, 100%, I passed it. And I ended up with a higher level. I was more happy. And then I even gave the teacher a cuddle when I said, do you know what? I'm so happy. I was excited. And now that I thought, do you know what? I've bettered myself. That's the thing. But like, you get another teacher. I mean, I'm studying like again at college now, and then my other teacher that we've had 3 teachers so far in the past 2 months, and they keep swapping around and swapping around. But the thing is, to be honest, yeah, like I don't really understand like the way that this teacher is teaching. Like the newest teacher now, he's not a good teacher at all. I mean, like personally, he could be teaching so many different ways. Like you can teach as like a good teacher to help the kids retain the information, and also to help them obviously like understand it a bit more. But this teacher, like I'll give you like an example of what he said. We had to take a test because there's 7 modules out of the whole course itself, out of the whole 9 months course. There's 7 different modules, and obviously at each end of like the single module, you have to like do a little exam. Now, when it comes time to doing the exam itself, yeah, not one person out of the whole class of 25 people passed. Not one person. And it was basically like a pass rate. You had to, out of 50, you had to get 40 marks to pass the actual course itself, right? Or that actual like section of that course. And not one person in the class passed. And what he said to everyone was actually quite shocking, to be fair. He said, you know what? City and Guilds are laughing at you guys because like he can't, like the City and Guilds person who marks the papers, they can't believe how like not one person has passed. And do you know what? When I got home, I spoke to my partner, and my partner said to me, do you know what? That guy's a liar. Yeah, City and Guilds are not laughing at you, they're laughing at him as a teacher. Because if he can't help the whole class pass, that's his fault. It's not your fault. I mean, we are all like trying our best to obviously like pass the exam itself. We're not messing about, but obviously when it comes to studying, I can't stand studying. I hate studying. It actually gives me migraines. And obviously, like when it comes to reading, I'm not really much of a reader. But obviously, if you need to pass these things, you need to put that aside, and then you need to actually focus on it. And then I'll give you an example, right? If you're studying to retain information, like what I do as well, yeah, make yourself little codes, like little tiny like codes to help you work it out, to help you retain that information. Like, say for instance, like there's 2 different types of plumbing specialists, and then there's 2 different types of like electrical specialists. Now, when it comes time to remembering this, like it's a lot of information, even to pass like the first like module itself. And you know what? I had to think of little exercises just to help me break it down and think, how can I retain the 4 specialists in a way? And you know what? When it comes to the exam, it was all on there. And obviously, like because we didn't pass the first time round, we get a second attempt. Now, obviously, if we don't pass the second attempt, the college will have to make you pay for it. Now, I sort of do agree with this, but I sort of don't in a way. Now, obviously, if you can't afford to retake the test, I mean, it's a lot of money. It's not like a cheap thing, but obviously the college will provide to pay for that second attempt. So obviously what you need to do is just help yourself to retain the information a little bit more. Another thing that I can tell you about college is that if you are going to college and obviously you are on a low income, okay, they do a thing called bursary. Now, I didn't know too much about this before I started, but my partner's son told me about it before I even started last year. And he said, you know what, when you start, make sure you get your bursary. And I thought, what is bursary? What is this word? I don't understand. But bursary is basically like the college will help fund you in a way. So like if you've got any bills or you need to buy some food, or you know what I mean, like even if you want to buy a pair of trainers or a pair of work boots or even your work overalls or anything, the college will help fund that for you. So I'll give you another example, right? With bursary itself, that's just one-off payment, yeah? Level 1 and level 2 courses are free. They don't cost anything. So like years ago when I was at work, I was thinking, oh, do you know what? These courses are way too expensive. I can't afford it. And I kept putting excuses into my head. And everyone kept telling me, do you know what? You're too smart to work at this place, yeah? You really are. I don't know what the hell you're doing in here. Like, what is it you're doing? What is it you're trying to do, like, if you're working in a place like this? And do you know what? They were right. I mean, no matter what I was telling them, like I was saying, oh, do you know what? By the time that I come out of here, and if I'm fully educated, then do you know what? I'm not really going to get anywhere. Like, I'm going to be like 50, 60 years old, and who's going to employ me? And do you know what? That was just excuses. Yeah, it was absolute rubbish. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah, if you really want to better yourself, yeah, you can either go to college or you can do online courses. You can help better yourself. And even when I was at college last year, when it comes like to half-term breaks, what I've done is I actually went on an online course. I signed up with a few online courses, even went to Facebook Marketplace and I typed in online courses. And you know what? They even do long distance training courses as well. So I've done 2 different like courses when I was on half terms, because obviously the breaks that you have a few different half terms. And you know what? I went to one and I got my ICTQ, yeah, which I've always wanted in a way, because I know that I'm really good with computers. So I got Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, all in one certificate. And also because of this International Open Academy, what I've done is I thought, do you know what? I want to go the extra mile. Yeah, I really want to do. I want to get my Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and obviously Microsoft Excel. So separately. So I've got like the ICTQ and then all them other 3 qualifications all together now. So if it comes for me to get a job in computing now, I'll say to them, look, this is what I obtained in that certain like time. This is what I'm good at. I know I'm good at it. And they can see that. So that, like I said, will build up your confidence in a way. Yeah, but you do obviously get different types of teachers. When you're doing online courses like, say, International Open Academy, you haven't got any teachers as such. All you have is obviously the modules that you need to read, and obviously like what you can do is open up a new tab when it comes time to doing your actual like exam, which they give you after every single module. Yeah, leave that tab open on the first page, because that way you get to retain the information. And obviously, if you can't remember too much, just flick back through and it's there for you. So you haven't got to like mess about at all. It's there. I mean, it's there for a reason, yeah? And obviously, if you wanted to do the actual exam part or the exam portion, then you just read through the exam questions, take your time. It's not a rush. You've got as much time as possible to complete it. I mean, with me, I've got every single course unlocked on there because my partner, she paid for every single course for me. And it was like a one-off payment of like £74. And you know what? It's worth it. I mean, there's nearly 200 courses on there that I can do in my own spare time. So whenever I feel like to study or to learn or think, do you know what, I want another certificate, it's there. And obviously, once you pass it, you can print off your certificate. Now, obviously, I use a printer. I use a photo printer, and obviously, I've got photo paper. Photo paper is cheap enough as it is. I mean, you can go to the pound shop and get a whole packet of 10 photo card sheets. And obviously, I'll laminate mine as well. So after I print them off, I laminate them. I put them in my folder. I organize it very nicely. And like I said, you can have that even if, say, for instance, you want to move house, and that's what we're going to be doing very soon. So obviously, when we move house, I want to get loads of certificate frames itself, but obviously like little tiny ones. When I get my study all set up, it's going to be wicked. I'm going to have them all listed all on the wall. So it'll basically be like all across the wall in my little study. And I'm going to be happy with that. So it'll be all organized, but yet obviously I'll think, you know what, that's what I achieved. And I'm very proud of that. So like I said, if you're thinking about studying, don't put no excuses in your mind. Like, don't, seriously. If someone ever tries to put you down and says, oh, do you know what, you can't do this, I've got that, do you know what, don't even listen to them. Because do you know what, I'll tell you another bit of information, yeah? When I wasn't that qualified in hardly anything. I didn't have my maths, my English, like I didn't have like nothing at all. Literally, like I didn't have nothing. I was sort of like Frank Spencer. All I really had was my 25-yard breaststroke certificate. All right, but no. After I was sort of realizing I need to build myself up, because it's not just about saying, oh yeah, I can do this, and obviously if you can do that, yeah, that's great for you. But not having any qualifications, it's going to seem a bit harder for you to obtain like that sort of like proper job. So the best thing that I can do is say to you, just study. And you know what, you do get results, because when I am now qualified, the amount of people that was telling me rubbish before, how they're quiet now. They don't say nothing. And I've spoken to a few people out in the street. I'm not going to mention their names, yeah, but it's the people that I've seen over the years, and they're very, very loud and abbreviated about themselves. Oh yeah, well, I'm going to train this, I'm going to train that. But when they see me, I post up my stuff even on Facebook, they can see that I'm qualified. They know I'm qualified now, and they know that I'm not chatting rubbish. Yeah. But when I go to speak to them, they say, "Oh, you've got a lot of certificates now, ain't you?" Yeah. Yeah, I have. Yeah, that's right. And then they're quiet, they're silenced. They don't know what else to say, because they sort of like don't understand. And even when I say to them, look, you can actually obtain this yourself, you can do this. And they say, oh yeah, I haven't got time. Do you know what? That's an excuse, yeah? Oh yeah, I haven't really got time to sort out or go there or do this and whatever. Do you know what? That's an excuse. That's not going to get you qualified or anything. It's not even going to get you far in life. So like I said, don't put excuses in the way, yeah? Because that will mess you up. And if you want to study, just study, yeah? Even if you hate reading, yeah, and you hate going to college or you hate doing the courses, that's still excuses, yeah? I mean, to be honest, if you really want to make something for yourself, and education is the most important thing, I can't stress it enough, yeah? And you know what? Just have a little look. Just type in, for instance, International Open Academy. Just type that in, yeah? Have a little look at their website. If you've got an interest in something, it will help you out a little bit more, obviously. I mean, with me, I was thinking about, because I've got 5 cats, yeah? Simba, Oliver, Tyson, Socks, and Tilly, yeah? I've got 5 cats. I've even got outside cats that I look after as well, yeah? I've got a few other ones that I look out for in the street. I've got Midnight, yeah? I've got Bobby as well. And also I've got Steve, and then Samba. There's loads of different outside cats, and do you know what? We always look after them. But, I mean, personally, I wanted to do a couple of courses in like veterinary courses, and obviously like even with the RSPCA. I'll give you an example, yeah? I have to take my cats to the RSPCA, obviously every now and again, to make sure that they're checked up, make sure that they're healthy, make sure they're okay. Yeah, and do you know what? I was thinking, I wonder if I do like a few courses in maybe animal psychology and veterinary assistant, and obviously essential cat and kitten care and dog training essentials. And I thought, if I take these certificates just to the RSPCA and just see if I can get a job. And do you know what? When I took my certificates there, they said I've got more than enough to get me the job. So do you know what? That actually made me realise, I was thinking, do you know what? I'm actually really proud of that now. So that's just one place that I could potentially work in. So even with my ICTQ, if I wanted a job working in an office, yeah, it will shock them. And they'll think, do you know what? We'll take you on. Instead of me thinking, oh, I wonder if. No, don't think about I wonder if, yeah. Just go in there confident, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I feel happy now. Yeah, and obviously, like now that I've got all these other qualifications, I can think like 5 or 6 different places that I can work in if I really want to. Even with my creative media, if someone wanted like a website built, I can build that for them. If someone wanted something animated, I can build that for them. Do you know what I mean? I can do that for them, and I'm happy with that. Even if, say, for instance, like I wanted to work in like, say, even feng shui now. Someone wanted their house moved around and sort of organized in a certain different way to obviously sort out the flow and obviously like the relaxing feel of their house. I can do that. I'm trained in that. And like I said, if you're not confident in what it is that you really want to do, you're not really going to go places. So don't ever put excuses in the way and think, oh, do you know what? I really want to do this, but I can't. No, stop that. Stop that silliness. Yeah. Get places, yeah, by obviously qualifying yourself in all these different like segments and subjects and whatever. Yeah. But you're not going to do it if you keep like putting excuses in the way. Yeah. I mean, look, put it this way. I'm actually caring for my grandma. Yeah, my grandma's not very well at all, but my grandma, she sits at home all day long, yeah, watching TV and whatever. She's not well, but I have to go to college. I have to do my online courses. I have to look after my grandma. I have to look after my partner. I have to look after the kids, the cats. So I'm not putting all that in a way and saying, oh, do you know what? I've got too much to do. I've got too much to handle and whatever. No, that's rubbish. Yeah, and if I can do all that plus do that as well, no. See what I mean? That's not an excuse. But that's why I'm trying to put this to everyone out there. Yeah, that obviously I know that you might have too many things on, but don't think, oh, do you know what? I can't go to college because I'm at work like 5 days a week. Yeah, we'll go in the night then. Yeah, that's what my dad used to do. He used to go to work as an apprentice, and obviously when he wanted to study and get himself a bit more further in a different like department or segment or whatever, he used to do night classes. So it's not just like the college will do like, say, classes in the day. They even do like night courses as well. Yeah, and obviously if you wanted to get yourself trained up in something else, yeah, here's another example as well. Yeah, a few years ago I was only qualified in driving forklifts. Yeah, and this is actually, I mean, that it wasn't too bad. It was better as another qualification, but I got 6 different qualifications in driving every different forklift you can think of. Yeah, reach, counterbalance, VNA, like PPT, scissor lift, even got the escape as well. Yeah. So obviously like basically escape from the VNA. It's a very, very tall truck. I'm talking really tall. It's like 2-3 houses tall, and then you've got to abseil all the way down by a rope and a harness, everything, yeah? I got all that. And do you know what? I had an old CV that I put on a website to obviously like they seek out and get you a job. And this person phoned me up. And then they said to me, all right, well, I've noticed that you're really good, like, and you're qualified in forklifts. We need you to work in a warehouse, which I've worked in many years, and no, it's not a good job. I weren't happy. And then I said, all right, look, I'll tell you what, I can do that, but have you seen my new CV? She said, no. So I said, all right, watch. I'm going to upload my new CV to your website, and then you can tell. She phoned me back 10 minutes later, and she went, wow, I didn't realize that your new CV, you got so many qualifications. I said, yeah, that's right. And she said, I didn't even know there was such a thing as animal psychology. I went, yeah, there is. So when it come time to her offering me this like minimum wage or just over minimum wage sort of job, I said to her, look, I'm sorry, but I'm way too overqualified to work in your position that you're offering me. So no, I'm too good for that now. And she said, you know what? You're absolutely right. So what I'm going to do is keep your new CV on our file. And if there's anything that comes in, we'll give you a shout. So I said, yeah, that's fine. I said, if you've got any jobs working with animals, yeah, I'm going for that, because that's something that I actually really enjoy. I've got a passion for animals. I love animals. I think they're great. Do you know what I mean? Like cats, dogs, like rabbits, like everything. I love looking after little animals. I think they're great. I've also loved that ever since I was a little kid. Every time I see a little kitten or whatever on the street, I feel like I want to just pick up, take it home and look after it. All right, because I've got an affection for them. Like they're sort of like my children in a way, so I look after them. But yeah, honestly, like I said, anything that you have an interest in, yeah, just go for it, and don't put no excuses into your mind. Yeah, and like I said, there's even if you go to college, yeah, you get practical teachers that do want to help you out. And also you get, obviously, like teachers that just think, oh yeah, well, I'm getting paid anyway, so it don't really matter, I'll just teach them what I want. Yeah? So try and get in with your teachers as well. It's a serious thing. Yeah? Like, and then you obviously go a bit further. Yeah? Instead of just sitting there and wondering what it is that you could be, nah, have a good think about it and think, do you know what? I really want to make something of myself. I'm tired of like people putting me down and like, I can't do this. Do you know what? You can. Forget them. That's rubbish. It's absolute rubbish, yeah? So like I said, it's been good talking to everyone, yeah, on this channel, and I really appreciate like everyone's like, say, comments, and like obviously you're sharing my videos. Like I really appreciate that, and obviously all the support, it goes miles and miles. So yeah, I can't be any more thankful like for what I am. So yeah, have a little think about what I said, yeah, and obviously put the cogs into motion. Don't just sit there thinking or complaining. Like even like another example, yeah, someone said to me before, are you not tired of having this person as your boss? So I said, no, I'm not. And when they said, oh yeah, but like this person's like, it's out of order. How can you have this person as your boss? And I said, you know what? The reason why they're my boss is because they're qualified to be the boss. Yeah. And the reason why I'm still doing this, yeah, is obviously because I'm not qualified. So you can't really sit there and moan about it. Yeah. Because do you know what? If you really wanted their job, go in and study for it, because that's what that person's done. And then he didn't realize the reality because he was being stupid. He was being thinking, do you know what? He was just being nasty. And he was thinking, do you know what? Oh, and he was putting a different blame into it. So he's thinking, oh, how comes they got it? Oh, I can't. Because he's sitting there cussing about it. He's sitting there thinking, oh, do you know what? Oh, I should be. But do you know what? He hasn't actually done the right thing. If he wanted to be in that position, in a higher up position, yeah, instead of working minimum wage, put in a little pump truck, yeah, then obviously all he's going to be doing is complaining for the rest of his life because he's not prepared to do anything about it. But yeah, confidence, like I said, yeah, once you get a few qualifications and you start studying and then you start realizing your own potential, you'll be able to put that into a lot of better things, yeah? So it's been really good talking to everyone today. I really appreciate your time and I want you to have a really lovely day, okay? Take care.